Darth Vader has just learned that the Emperor is building up new apprentices that are not a part of the Force, so he has to come up with his own plan while looking for that rebel pilot who destroyed the Death Star. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Darth Vader stands on a moisture farm on the planet of Tatooine, looking at the sunset before his eyes. And Dr. Aphra, a woman in his employ, asks him, "What are they looking for? This farm is dead." He tells her that this is where the boy who blew up the Death Star lived. They go inside so Darth Vader can look at something related to the Force, something that may help him find this boy. And Dr. Aphra explains the irony of the whole situation. Imperial forces slaughtered the boy's family, and if they hadn't, he probably would never have left. The Empire would then have its Death Star and there wouldn't be a problem right now. Revenge is one hell of a motivator, she explains. Darth Vader turns around. "You are correct. Let us move on." They walk outside and drop a bomb. It goes off and Aphra says it's a molecule purge. No one will ever know that anyone was here. Then, Darth Vader leaves her there as he has other matters to attend to. He charges in with stormtroopers as they open fire on smugglers that he has tracked down. And being that he is Darth Vader, he manages to slaughter all of the smugglers before him and open the vault that they were keeping. Trillions of credits, and he orders it all to be confiscated and prepared for shipment. He then goes to the huts, where he gives them the planet's underworld, and warns them not to overstep their boundaries or they will regret it. And while Darth Vader is running errands for the local commanders of the Empire as punishment for losing the Death Star, Aphra is putting together a team. You see, while Darth Vader may appear to be following the Emperor's bidding, he is secretly plotting his own takeover, and now he needs funding. So Aphra is putting together a team to perform a heist on trillions of credits. She takes her team into space where they see the confiscated credits coming right for them, as she sets off a bomb that takes out an asteroid. The uncharted impromptu asteroid belt drifts in front of the ship carrying the credits. Then, using the cover of the new asteroid belt, Aphra and her team rocket onto the bottom of the ship where they open the hatch and they slip inside. Then they drop all of the droid guards. Meanwhile, back in space, their Wookiee pilot is getting into position and their astromech droid BT is preparing to turn on a magnetic field and catch the credits as they float by. An asteroid ruptures the side of the Empire ship and the credits begin to drift off into space, which is when BT hits his magnetic pulse and he grabs them all up. But he failed and only got some of them, causing a lot of credits to free float in space. While her gang isn't entirely happy about that, they'll cope, and everyone goes their separate ways. But it turns out, Aphra and BT cheated her gang, because all of those credits that were supposedly lost were picked up and delivered to Darth Vader. They stand before their fortune, and she lays it out. Now we have a droid army, bounty hunters, money to pay the bounty hunters. What's next? Is it holiday? Because I think I'm due for a holiday. Information on someone who has been elusive. The boy that blew up the Death Star? No, someone else. Find it for me, and if you don't contact me within a month, I will contact you. And you don't want me to contact you. Then, Darth Vader leaves to report this to his commander. The commander commends Darth Vader for his action in removing the criminal organization, the Plasma Devils. He informs Lord Vader that some of the Emperor's newest potential apprentices that he met earlier will be joining them for the final assault that will end the Plasma Devils. This infuriates Vader that they would place other individuals on this matter, but he can't argue. To make matters worse, they have now given him a new assistant, Inspector Thanoth, to keep track of Vader's comings and goings. A small amount of time passes and Vader manages to drop the rebellion cell while Thanoth inspects the freighter that was shipping the confiscated money. He calls up Vader to inform him that he doesn't think that this was really an accident. It was a planned accident. And he wants Vader to accompany him to Anoth Prime, where they will stealthily work towards finding out who planned such a heist. But as they arrive, they discover a series of stormtroopers are guarding the entrance, and they discover two potential apprentices, the twins inside cutting everyone up involved. Thanoth realizes that they are losing more and more potential informants by the second, so he pulls one aside with Vader and he demands to know the location of the dragon. They get information out of him that the dragon is on Anoth 12, and Vader tells him, "That's a lie." So the man tells them that his mansion is on the lower reaches of Prime's eastward core, and then Vader reads him again. "Truth." The twins come over as they have just finished cutting up everyone else in the bar, and they kill the informant. Thanoth flips out on them. How are we supposed to find the Plasma Devils if you kill everyone who knows where they are? And the twins tell them that they just made a name for themselves. They can't afford any of the usual weaknesses, implying Vader's weak. Meanwhile, Aphra and 000, her protocol droid, fly into the ultimate source of information, the Ante, to see if he can help them find this elusive person that Darth Vader wants. Thanoth leaves Vader to his own plans while he goes and talks to the dragon. He feels it'll be better and more subtle this way. While that information is good, Aphra discovers the individual that Darth Vader wanted, the person who prepared Senator Amidala's body for burial. Padme Amidala was Darth Vader's wife before all of this, before he became Darth Vader and when he was a young Jedi named Anakin Skywalker. But when Anakin was injured and placed into his suit and took the name of Darth Vader, he was informed by the Senator that Padme had died and the child she was carrying was lost. So Aphra wants to know, and the hologram of Padme's burial, she still appeared pregnant. But that's not true, is it? After much torture, the man admits she had a son. 000 steps forward and kills the man, followed by Aphra burning down his home and any chance of others finding out this information. Then, back on Anthem Prime, she informs Darth Vader. He was right. Amidala had a son. So Darth Vader informs Aphra that she needs to get back in touch with the Auntie again and find out the location of the boy that destroyed the Death Star. When she asks if they have any other problems, Vader tells her that his current partner is somewhat enthusiastic, but he suspects nothing except for a small camera in the corner of their room. Things begin to ramp up quickly as Aphra goes back to the Auntie to begin discussing the matters on hand, but Thanoth comes to Vader informing him that he was just informed on the location of one of the most elusive black market dealers from the Dragon's data. Just as Aphra is getting her information and 000 is trying to kill the person that beat him in Hollow Chest, the Empire comes marching in through a wall as they blow it up. The Auntie walks out to greet both Vader and Thanoth, and he makes an offer to Thanoth. If Thanoth lets him live, he'll tell him everything that they want to know. His library of knowledge is massive and contains far more than the location of the Plasma Devils. As a show of good faith, he gives up the information on the Devils. At that moment, Aphra makes a break for it and the stormtroopers open fire on the bar patrons trying to get her, and the Auntie points her out as the one who stole the credits in the heist. And Thanoth asks, who is she? So Vader uses the Force to move one of the bar patrons and have him shoot the Auntie. Thanoth sees the Auntie fall and calls it an unlucky stray shot. Then Vader walks off. Aphra runs as fast as she can, calling to 000 that he needs to get the ship ready, but eventually she goes through a door and Vader is there. Hi boss, I know this looks bad, but I can still get away. He doesn't want to hear it. He begins to Force choke her. Do not resist. As she is struggling to breathe, she gets out the words, I know where the boy is. So he drops her. Tell me. I will later. They walk towards her ship together and she tries to talk to him, but he tells her, silence. And he uses the Force to drop the ceiling right in front of the doorway. Thanoth runs over and he sees the rubble, and Vader informs him she had a trap arranged. But this isn't where the escape ends. The Auntie's base is located in an electrical storm, and now she has to outrun all of the TIE fighters and the command ship. Thanoth is filled with the desire to catch this woman and learn who is her informant, because she must be connected to the leak in the Empire. Vader takes this chance to inform Thanoth that this is pointless. They now have the location of the Plasma Devils. Why are they chasing this woman? And Thanoth agrees. The chase has consumed him. So they break their chase and they go to the Plasma Devils base to end the criminal slime in the sector. Vader then promptly took the strike force that they had built for the Auntie's base and eradicated the entire Plasma Devils team, before they all went back to General Tag to report the entire situation. Tag was displeased with the loss of the thief, but Vader took the blame, telling him, chasing a few coins or crushing the rebels, the choice was clear. Darth Vader then flies to an obscure planet to confront Aphra. She didn't run. She knew he'd find her if she did, and on top of that, this shows that she's trustworthy. As he arrives, he is surprised, and she explains she wants to work for him if he'll keep her alive. The past few days have given me an appreciation for talent. Do not make me regret this. So he takes the information as to where the young boy is, and he leaves to handle the situation on his own. Little does he know, this was all arranged by one of the potential apprentices of the Emperor. He was the one watching on the camera in the room, and he is the one who just set up Darth Vader. The saga of Vader continues in the first Star Wars story crossover event, Vader Down, and we will be bringing that to you very soon. Trust me, it gets amazing. I'm Benny the Comicstorian, and I'll see you next time right here.